SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first, then you act.
Welcome back, Spartan Nation. We now bring in the Grand Poobah of SMD Law, the official law firm of the Spartan Nation, Jeff Michalowski. He's on each and every week answering your legal questions. And I got to tell you, this may be some of the best that I've ever seen as far as wide-ranging and interest. Remember, when your next decision matters, you call them first. It's SMD Law is the name of the law firm, 866-529-3537 or smdalaw.com on the web. Jeff, how are you, buddy?
Good. How are you, Hondo?
Good. Were you at the Lions game over the weekend?
No, I was not. I was at a hockey tournament in Port Huron and hockey practice and some baseball hitting drills. So
I was going to ask you, did you see that Saquon Barkley run?
That was crazy, wasn't it?
I mean, the guy reminds me of Gale Sayers every time I watch. He just gets better and better and better. Pretty amazing. All right, so got to tell me, when does your beer league hockey start?
Oh, it already started. Week after Labor Day, we're getting through the season. We're about 8 games in already.
How many will you play in a year?
We play 26 games plus playoffs.
Jeez, oh Pete, that's brutal for our age. That's brutal.
It is for our age. Yep, everybody thinks I'm a little nuts for still playing, but hey, there are guys that are twice as old as us, Hondo.
Really?
Believe it or not. Oh yeah. There's a guy that I play with occasionally on Fridays. He just had his hip replaced last year. He's 68 and still going strong.
Dear Lord God. All right. So, Jeff, our first one comes from a young man who I thought this was interesting. His name is, he's 11 years old, and he's from Flushing, Michigan. Nope, I'm sorry, he's 14 years old. From Flushing, Michigan. Dear Mr. Carpenter, I like rap. It's my favorite kind of music. On Twitter the other day, there was a rap singer who brought a guy up on stage that had a Trump shirt. He asked the guy if he was willing to say F, but it wasn't the letter F, it was the actual F word, Donald Trump. When the guy didn't, he told security to drag him and throw him out of the event. I like rap, and I think I like Donald Trump. I like all the presidents. I'm an American. But I'm just curious, can you literally kick someone out of an event they buy a ticket for because they don't politically agree? Didn't you guys just talk about the people making cakes for others that they didn't want to make them for? This doesn't make sense to me, and that's James. He's 14, and he's from Flushing.
Yeah, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to me either, Hondo. But when you buy a ticket for an event or a venue, you are purchasing a license to be there under the terms and conditions of that venue or event. Chances are, that he was kicked out for all the wrong reasons, but I'm sure that at most it's one of those no harm, no foul. What's going to happen? Can he sue for his money back? Probably. Is he going to pay more in court fees and costs to get his money back? Absolutely. So it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, you purchase a license, they decide to revoke the license, and out he went.
Next comes to us a man that would like to be not named. You know who he is, and I'm going to tell you who he is when we go to commercial. Most people know who he is. Hondo, I have a question for the attorneys. I think I already know the answer, but I still want to ask. I made a significant donation to Michigan State football because I was assured they were going to be competitive, even though I had my reservations about the just shuffling of the offensive coaches. Isn't there some responsibility that they have to those of us they promised competitiveness to for donations? Or is this one of those typical no answers by Jeff and we're screwed because we got sold?
Hondo, it's unfortunately what's my favorite answer in the world?
No.
it's a donation to the program. It's predicated on, you donate it to the athletic program. Yeah. The fact that they're putting a team on the field is enough. They've done their end. The fact that you donated and it didn't quite turn out the way you're gonna, that's part of sports, unfortunately. So, let's just keep the, I don't even want to use that analogy because that makes you sound like a Minnesota fan. I was to say keep the boat going, but I don't want to say that, Hondo.
Ugh. Next one comes to us from Phil. Phil lives in South Lyons, Michigan. Phil says, Hondo, I have a question for Jeff, if you could please help me. I am going through, my ex-wife is going through a divorce. Her and I have a son together who wants to come live with me now. And she is telling me that if I let him come live with me, she's going to sue me, but she doesn't have the money because she's going through a divorce to sue me. So she's also going to sue me for the money for her attorneys. I'm just curious, can Jeff tell me, is that even possible? My son is 15 years old. I think this would be a no-brainer going to the friend of the court. I don't think attorneys need to get involved, but should I be concerned? That's from Phil in South Lyons.
Well, if you always have questions, you could feel free to call for a free consult here. I've been saying it a few weeks now. Hondo, we got one of the better family law attorneys in the state. Her name is Donna Verkis here at the firm, and Donna would be happy to answer those questions. But generally, when you file a complaint or file a motion or petition to the court to try and get something answered, you always put in what's called a prayer for relief to the court. You always ask for attorney fees. So it's pretty much a standard part of the court filing or pleading. Will it actually happen? It's pretty rare unless there's something pretty egregious going on. But if you have specific questions regarding that issue, feel free to call us, and Donna will be happy to answer.
Next one comes to us from Rebecca in Hastings, Michigan. Rebecca in, I think it's Colomo, Michigan. If I'm wrong here, Jeff, I apologize. She says, Dear Mr. Carpenter, I love listening to Spartan Nation Radio. And as much as I love basketball with Tom Izzo, I think my favorite segment every week is listening to the attorney. I think it's hilarious. I love the ones from the kids. I called there several weeks ago because unfortunately I was going to be going through a divorce, and they have an office over in Kalamazoo. I went to their Kalamazoo attorney. I just would like you to tell Jeff thanks a lot. Our divorce is going to be settled next month. Everything's went according to plan. Their attorney was so great, so helpful. I was so scared going into it, and he's really been a calming influence. In fact, he's been more like a son to me, helping his mom through it. He gave me a big hug and told me that he knows this wasn't how I planned on the fall of my life going, and he's just been so compassionate and loving. I would never, ever use any firm other than SMD ever again. They are great Spartans, but they are absolutely wonderful people. I was stunned they had offices in Kalamazoo, but you say border to border and coast to coast. They are the best, and they treat you literally like family. I feel like I gained a whole bunch of sons. Thank you, R. From Rebecca.
Well, Hondo, yep, I just got for purposes of the truth in advertising law, we do not have an actual office in Kalamazoo, but we have affiliated attorneys that help us out with some cases that we just can't get to. That one is going to more than likely was handled by my good friend Mitch Moldovan. Mitch is a great guy. Played baseball in college. Kind of, we're peas in a pod. So I'm happy to hear that turned out well, and I'm happy to hear that everything is going along well for R from Kalamazoo.
That's kind of cool, though, when you get those, isn't it?
It is. You kind of forget when you get to where you're at sometimes how hard it was to get to where you're going. But the one principle that we always stood by over time, you just treat people right and things work out.
Okay, the next one comes to us from Lee. Lee says, Hondo, several months ago I contacted SMD Law over a matter involving my finances. They put me in charge with their attorney who oversees financial matters. Would you please let Jeff know, not only did I get nearly $200,000, but I got an additional $10,000 that had to be paid my way. Cannot believe how quickly they operate, how truthful they are. They told me exactly what was going to happen, how it was going to happen, and exactly what they thought I would end up with. Everything happened exactly as it did, as they said in our first consultation. Please let Jeff know I'm an SMD client for life.
Oh, that's awesome. Hondo, you do something, and we think it's routine, but to most of the clients, it means everything in the world. So it's always good to hear those success stories. And
there's 2 of them today. Remember, when your next decision matters, you call them first and then you act. 866-529-3537, smdalaw.com. And oh, by the way, send us your questions for Jeff at Spartan Nation Mail, MAIL at yahoo.com.